Today, the mother of 3 accused of murdering her husband is in a Utah courtroom. A judge will decide whether Kouri Richins will be released from jail while she awaits trial. Now, she's accused of killing her husband, Eric Richins, last year with a lethal dose of fentanyl. Richins then went on to write a children's book about coping with grief and loss. Well, new details are emerging about the searches found on her iPhone. According to prosecutors' latest court filings, she searched, "What is a lethal dose of fentanyl? Luxury prisons for the rich in America. Can cops force you to do a lie detector test? Also, if the death certificate says pending, will life insurance still pay? And if someone is poisoned, what will it say on the death certificate?" All right, let's bring in now attorney Greg Skordas, who is representing Eric Richins' family. Greg, I know you're at the courthouse right now. Thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, sure. I'm glad to be here.
So far, can you give us any update on the proceedings happening today?
Yes, and the reason I'm on the phone instead of with you video is because the proceedings are literally still going. The judge took a recess because one of the media outlets was apparently live streaming the hearing, which was not allowed. But the hearing today is to determine detention or bail. And since the charges are capital offenses, the presumption under Utah law is that bail's not allowed. So the defense here is trying to show that the case is weak and that the state doesn't have a very compelling case. And so they're almost having what looks like a preliminary hearing. It's sort of a short evidentiary hearing to try to convince the judge on the state's behalf that the case is strong, and on the defense behalf that it's weak and that Kouri should be allowed bail.
And do you think that Kouri should be free while she awaits trial? Do you think she actually poses a flight risk?
Well, we do. We're concerned. I mean, she certainly has resources. She certainly has taken some steps, and there were some that were even shown in the hearing today, where she has some bags already packed that look to be for someone who's ready to leave or go somewhere. And she certainly has a reason to, because the charges are so severe that a person convicted of this could spend the rest of their life in prison. So there's not much incentive for her to stick around. And she could do more in terms of what she has apparently done over the last year, which is cover up evidence. So, yeah, I think our preference would be that she remain in custody until the trial.
Talk to me about the searches found on Kouri's phone. What was your reaction when you first saw those searches?
That was something that was surprising that they were able to recover. It wasn't surprising that they found that, because we would have expected her to be looking at that. I just didn't realize. I guess I'm still learning more and more about CSI and technology and what people are able to recover. But the police and the forensic experts here for the state have done a remarkable job of recovering where she was, where her phone was moving about, and these sites that she was accessing from her phone, which really corroborate the state's theory of the case and that she was involved in this homicide.
You know, Kouri's attorneys are arguing there was no evidence that she would financially benefit from her husband's death. What is your take on that? Are they wrong?
They're absolutely wrong. She benefited in so many ways, and she did benefit on his death. I mean, within hours of his death, she was having his personal safe drilled, which we believe had tens of thousands of dollars in cash in it. So there was significant gain for her, both with respect to his estate, with respect to items that were left in the home, and other things. So no, he was better off for her dead than alive financially.
Okay. Greg Skordas, we'll let you get back to the courtroom, but certainly appreciate your time and for the update. Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.